This is about you. You are the only one who does not know what happened last night. Archangel Michael says, this message has been divinely timed. There is a truth that escaped your ears, your sight, and your heart. It unfolded in silence while you slept, and every soul involved vowed to keep you in the dark. Something happened last night that shifted everything around you without your awareness. What they thought they could keep hidden has already started to unravel. And you, chosen one, are the only one who does not yet know. People have been speaking in whispers, avoiding your gaze, and editing stories before they reach your ears. They didn't think the truth would catch up this fast. But what heaven sees, heaven exposes. Archangel Michael says, your silence is about to become thunder. Because what they did, or allowed to happen, will be uncovered so loud, not even their lies will survive. This is the moment where everything turns. If you only knew the conversations that took place while you were resting. If you could only see the looks exchanged, the hands shaken behind closed doors, you'd understand why this message is not an ordinary one. A meeting was held. Your name came up, not once but several times. And not one person stood up to defend you, not even the one you thought loved you the most. Your absence last night was exactly what they needed. They spoke about you like you were not real, like your feelings didn't matter, like your future could be decided without you. But heaven was there. A decision that affects your next chapter was sealed without your knowledge. Something very personal to you, your property, your name, your image, was discussed with selfish intentions. And now, the consequences are spiraling into the physical world. Somebody made a vow. A dark promise was whispered in exchange for power, silence, and gain. The cost of that deal? Your peace. Type Amen to get blessing 333. One person in particular held a paper, a printed document they were told not to let you see. It contained statements about you that you never said. It was passed hand to hand, signed and stamped under dim light. What they didn't account for is divine interception. Archangel Michael released a wave of spiritual fire the moment your name was dishonored. And while they laughed and congratulated each other, their walls began to shake. Something broke at 3:11 a.m. A sound, a flicker of energy. It caught one of them off guard. That person, startled by the spiritual presence, tried to leave but couldn't open the door. This is not superstition. It is heaven's warning. What they did was not just betrayal. It was a violation of divine protection over your life. One woman led it all. She wore a face of sympathy but hid a venomous motive behind her words. She has always envied how others speak your name with respect. She turned to a man for backing, offering him a reward for helping her erase your name from something valuable. That man hesitated, but temptation won. He signed the second page. Your image, a photo of you, was discussed. Someone used it without your consent. They intended to associate you with something that could damage your character. It is already in motion. But Archangel Michael halted it midstream. The hands that tried to upload it faced unexpected resistance. The screen froze, the power glitched, the file corrupted. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The angels that walk with you were present the whole night. They marked the places, touched the papers, and left signs only the guilty can feel. Today, they are panicking, not knowing how the universe will respond. One of them already confessed to someone. They couldn't sleep, overwhelmed with guilt. And now, that confession is about to reach your ears. A call is coming, not from a friend, but from someone unexpected. They will mention something casual, but if you listen carefully, they'll say the exact phrase that confirms what happened. You'll feel the chill. There's a room, the room where it all happened, and inside it, still lingers your energy. They tried to remove you spiritually from a project, a will, a legacy, something with your blood on it. But your light is not removable. A family member nodded in silence when your name came up. They didn't say anything to protect you, but their silence is equal to betrayal. One chair was left empty. It was meant for you. They pretended you weren't needed, but deep down, they knew your presence would ruin their plans. Your guardian angel wrote your name on that chair in gold. And now, every time they look at that chair, they feel your spirit burning through them. That is divine justice rising. Type Amen to get blessing 222. You have been delayed, not because you were unworthy, but because their interference held you in a net of falsehoods. But heaven has torn it. You are now walking into days of revelation. The next time you open your phone, look out for a message. It might be deleted quickly, or seem accidental. But it holds a clue, a screenshot, a number, a reference. Archangel Michael says, there will be no hiding anymore. The next 72 hours will usher in an emotional storm, not to destroy you, but to wash away what was poisoned. The people involved will begin to turn on each other. Someone recorded something last night, not realizing the camera captured what was behind them, a reflection, a shadow, a whisper. This video will resurface in the most unexpected way. You will feel it before it happens. A heaviness in your chest. A sharp knowing in your spirit. Someone who wasn't even invited showed up and saw everything. They are your divine witness. They walked away with the truth in their heart, waiting for the right moment to speak. They will appear with a bag, or a folder, or a package. Inside is proof. Something they weren't supposed to keep. Type Amen to get blessing 777. You were marked as the one who wouldn't find out. They laughed, believing their timing was perfect. But heaven doesn't sleep. The energy in your home has shifted. One object you recently touched has been spiritually charged. It has absorbed the vibrations of truth. You'll feel it when you touch it again. There is a woman crying today, not for you, but for herself. She knows what she did, and she knows what's coming. The spirits around her are making her restless. You may feel drawn to a certain location, even if it doesn't make sense. Follow it. That's where the truth is waiting. One man tried to delete his involvement, erasing texts, clearing history. But he forgot one file. That file has been spiritually frozen. Archangel Michael says, that file will be exposed at 6:06 p.m. The moment it opens, it will alert the heavens. Your name will be cleared like lightning striking through clouds. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The next person who speaks to you with fear in their eyes, observe them. They know more than they admit. Their guilt will come through their body language. Even your dreams have been whispering it. You've seen shadows, unfinished faces, fragments of voices. Those weren't dreams, they were heavenly downloads. A letter is in transit. It was meant to reach you earlier but was rerouted. Inside is a detail no one else could have known unless they were part of what happened last night. A signature was forged. Someone tried to pretend they were you, but they couldn't imitate your energy, and that's how the forgery will be caught. Your presence will soon be requested somewhere. Act normal. But don't be fooled, they're trying to monitor your reaction. Type Amen to get blessing 666. An old friend is being pressured to stay silent. They're scared, but they're also tired of holding the truth back. Your phone might buzz unexpectedly in the coming hours. When it does, the person will hesitate, hang up, or say something vague. That's the one. You are entering a season of divine reversal. Every lie, every betrayal, every backroom decision is reversing its course. You were left out. Now you'll be the one they must answer to. Everything they did last night is now being watched by angelic forces. And those who plotted against you will start facing delays, losses, and chaos. You are protected. Even though you were not there physically, your spirit, full of light, hovered above it all. It has marked every guilty soul. One person's lips are cracking, their voice trembling, because every time they speak, the lie burns their tongue. This is just the beginning. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They fear your awakening. Because once you know the full story, their power over you ends. And they know it. Tonight, when you close your eyes, heaven will send you a vision. It won't be a full picture, just a fragment, a flash. But it will be enough. Prepare yourself. The next few days will not be ordinary. The universe is realigning to return everything they tried to steal. The clock is ticking, not against you, but for them, because justice is now on the move. You will rise with clarity. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Now, stay alert. Stay grounded. But know this. This time, they messed with the wrong chosen one. Type Amen to get blessing 888. You were the only one who didn't know, but now, heaven is making sure you do. The first domino has fallen. One of the people who sat in that room last night couldn't handle the pressure building in their chest. They broke down before sunrise and made a call they were never supposed to make. The voice on the other end listened in disbelief. What was said in confidence is now out in the open. You were betrayed in ways deeper than just words. Your future was bargained like it was nothing. The name mentioned first in the confession was one that once protected you. But last night, that same person shook hands with someone who was smiling too wide. They chose silence over loyalty. They changed something on a paper, a detail you once trusted them to manage. This detail is now the reason why your blessings were being delayed. But not anymore. The paper will be brought forward in a few days, maybe even earlier. But by then, the handwriting on it will betray them. Forensic truth always outruns manipulation. A woman in green was present. Her scent was strong, her intentions stronger. She tried to offer something of yours in exchange for favor. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. That favor was denied. Not because of her lack of persuasion, but because heaven intervened right at that moment. The person she was trying to convince got a nosebleed out of nowhere. That was not coincidence. That was angelic interference. That man left the room and never came back. But she didn't stop. She called another person. Someone who had known you since you were younger. That man hesitated. He still holds some level of respect for you. But in the end, greed whispered louder than conscience. He accepted the offer. The last page of the agreement was where he added his initials. But his hand shook while doing it. Now that signature is being investigated. And the truth will be found, not by your doing, but by divine forces. Every act against you is being reversed. One other man remained quiet all night. He didn't speak, but he recorded. His phone was hidden in his lap. That recording contains it all, the names, the lies, the final deal. And that recording is no longer in his possession. Someone took it without his knowledge. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. That someone is a woman who once prayed with you. She wasn't invited, but she arrived late, stayed silent in the corridor, and heard everything through the walls. She cried silently, knowing you had no idea what was happening. She plans to deliver the truth to you personally, but she knows how dangerous that may be. Still, heaven has assigned angels to protect her path. You may feel a sudden urge to go somewhere random, a coffee shop, a park, or a place you don't usually visit. Go there. That is where her path will cross with yours. She will not say much, but she will hand you something physical, a flash drive, an envelope, or a device. It contains the evidence. One man already knows she took it. He's searching for her. But every path he takes leads to delay and confusion. Heaven has placed a fog around his steps. Every attempt to stop her is being blocked. And the more he tries, the more his secrets will leak. Archangel Michael says, "No evil plan formed in darkness will escape divine light." The time of silence is over. The trumpet of truth has already sounded. Type Amen to get blessing 1444. You are being called into your authority now. The lies that held you down will now push you forward. Because God will use even betrayal as a blessing. The house where the meeting happened is now spiritually contaminated. People inside feel sick, restless, and anxious. That's the result of divine judgment beginning. One woman involved has started losing things, her documents, her peace, her relationships. What she tried to erase from your life is now being erased from hers. Do not worry about revenge. You won't need to lift a single finger. Heaven is doing what human hands cannot. You'll soon hear someone say, "Did you hear what happened to her?" That will be your confirmation. The fall has begun. And now comes the most critical part. You are going to be presented with the opportunity to confront them. Not all, but one by one. Stay calm. Observe. Let them speak. Their lies will sound shaky. Their stories will contradict. And you will remember this message. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. Archangel Michael says, "Prepare for the unveiling of names. No more shadows. No more masks. Just raw, exposed truth." The person who cried your name out loud during that meeting was the one you least suspected. They couldn't hold back the hatred anymore. They stood up and pointed fingers, demanding you be cut off. Their voice shook the room. But not because of fear, because of years of jealousy finally surfacing. Their face changed that night, and a spirit of resentment fully took over. That person will now try to make peace with you. They'll bring gifts, apologies, and long messages. Don't fall for it. Their words will sound convincing, but their energy will still carry deceit. Trust your spirit. It will never lie to you. You may feel pain as all this unfolds, but it is a sacred pain, the kind that signals release. You are being delivered from people who smiled but secretly signed your name away. This is about reclaiming your destiny. What was spoken over you last night is being overturned by what heaven is declaring now. Type Amen to get blessing 4747. You are not alone in this battle. The cloud of witnesses has gathered. Heaven is watching every move. Expect unexpected reversals. A decision they made against you is being pulled back. A person who was going to replace you is now backing out. Their replacements are being haunted by dreams. They feel unsettled, burdened, and unsure. That's the divine interference continuing. One of them saw you in a dream. You were shining too brightly. They woke up sweating and decided they couldn't go through with it. You are divinely encoded. No one can truly impersonate you. Your essence carries heaven's approval, and that is not copyable. The woman who tried to use your name for gain will face a public exposure. Her words will slip, or a recording will emerge. People will begin to question her credibility. You won't even need to defend yourself. The facts will speak. And the same voices that tried to silence you will now echo with apologies. Type Amen to get blessing 5656. An important paper was held last night. It had a date circled in red. That date is in the coming days. On that day, heaven will strike lightning into the foundation of their plans. You'll receive a notification, maybe an email, a letter, or a mention from someone unexpected. That notification will begin the process of restoration. The very same people who turned their back on you will now be placed in situations where they must seek your help. That is the divine table being prepared. Do not forget what they did, but do not hold it in bitterness. Let it become your fuel, not your prison. You were wronged, yes. But you were also chosen. And chosen ones don't fall forever, they rise with thunder. This message is your confirmation. You are being spiritually prepared for what is about to shift. The reversal is already in motion. One man involved in the betrayal will disappear from the group, moved away by sudden events. That is not chance. That is God's removal. Type Amen to get blessing 7070. You will see faces acting unfamiliar, strange behaviors, unfinished words, forced smiles. All of this is spiritual exposure. Their masks are slipping. The next place you go to unexpectedly, observe the number patterns. Heaven will send you signs. 333, 444, 555, they will appear on receipts, phones, doors, and clocks. Don't ignore them. They are divine confirmations of movement and justice. Let them guide your steps. Someone is about to tell you, "I've been wanting to say this for a long time." That's the divine leak beginning. Listen with your heart, not your ears. And finally, the moment of divine confrontation is near. You will not need to prepare a speech. Your presence alone will disarm the guilty. This is not just a message. It's your spiritual alarm. Everything that happened last night is now echoing through dimensions. And now, finally, you know. Type Amen to get blessing 99.99. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. The night they betrayed you is the same night heaven rewrote your destiny in gold. The clock didn't stop ticking once the night ended. In fact, that's when the divine countdown began. Every minute since last night has been a reversal in the spirit realm. And now, you are walking directly into a timeline you were never meant to miss. The people who thought they erased you are about to witness the power of a divine rewrite. One by one, their hands are trembling, documents are being misplaced, calls are being dropped, people are backing out. What they organized so neatly in darkness is being destroyed in broad daylight. There was one document, a financial agreement, and it had your initials removed and replaced by someone else's. The woman responsible smiled as she signed. She didn't know that at the exact moment she dotted that paper, an angel marked her name in judgment. Her joy lasted only 3 hours. By morning, she received a message she never expected. A lawsuit was reopened, and your name was mentioned again by a third party. Heaven is using human systems to expose the spiritual attack against you. A lawyer has now become uncomfortable. The name he was asked to remove from the file keeps reappearing. Even digitally, the system glitches every time someone tries to override your access. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. They're beginning to realize something. Your spirit has legal rights in the spiritual and earthly realm. No human paperwork can override divine inheritance. You were written into the promise with invisible ink long before any betrayal happened. The person who tried to play both sides is now losing both hands. She whispered lies to your enemy and then cried to heaven for mercy. But justice doesn't bend for the dishonest. One of the men involved last night woke up sweating, not because of fear, but because the dream he had was too real. In that dream, your voice was calling his name, demanding the truth. He saw his hands burning with ink and couldn't wash them off. That man will break next. He is the weakest link in their circle, and once he confesses, it will trigger a chain reaction. A strange package is also on its way to you. It will arrive unexpectedly, and inside it will be a paper with handwriting you'll recognize immediately. It's someone trying to clear their name before the storm hits. Don't throw it away. Keep it. That handwriting will be needed soon as evidence. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. The location where all this happened is now under spiritual surveillance. Heaven has assigned watchers, angelic beings cloaked in invisibility, and they are tracing every movement. The house, the car, the people, nothing is hidden anymore. You may feel a strong urge to confront someone. Wait. That confrontation will happen, but on divine timing. Let them speak first. Soon, a message will reach you from someone you haven't spoken to in a long time. They will tell you they had a weird feeling or couldn't sleep thinking about you. Don't brush it off. It's a divine cue. That person is carrying spiritual intel. Something they saw or heard months ago is now connecting with what happened last night. They are a piece of your puzzle. Archangel Michael says, the spirit of betrayal never wins, not against a chosen one covered in light. This is the hour of exposure, and every shadow must now speak the truth. The reason they tried to remove you from that situation was not because you were weak, it's because they knew if you were present, their plan would fall apart. Your presence carries correction. It carries fire. Type Amen to get blessing 8080. A digital footprint has been left behind. Someone forgot to log out. Their messages about you are still stored, and heaven will ensure they are leaked. A technician is involved, someone who manages their digital security. He's been paid to clean up the mess, but he's conflicted, because your name keeps appearing in his dreams. That technician will soon experience something unexplainable. His hands will shake. He'll feel a surge in his chest and stop midway through deleting a file. He'll walk away from the assignment. The woman who orchestrated the betrayal will soon face humiliation. A video, an audio, or a document that she thought was deleted will reappear, not on your hands, but on someone she trusts. That person will send it to you anonymously. You won't have to search for justice. Justice is already moving toward you. From the moment you read this message, you've stepped into divine alignment, and every crooked path ahead is being straightened. You will begin to feel lighter. That's not just relief, it's a spiritual upgrade. You are shedding the residue of what they tried to put on your name. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. Prepare yourself for strange calls. Some will hang up as soon as you answer. Others will pretend they dialed the wrong number. But every accidental connection is a divine setup. You will overhear something soon, in a hallway, in a restaurant, or even on the street. Two people will mention your name, not realizing you're within range. That's not by mistake. You were meant to hear it. It will confirm who was present, what was said, and what's still being planned. Someone from that meeting has fallen ill. Not a fatal sickness, but one that brings regret. Their spirit is being shaken from the inside out. They might call you. They'll be vague, emotional, or ask for a strange favor. That favor is just a way to open the door to confession. Let them speak. And listen. Not everything they say will be the full truth, but the cracks in their voice will reveal the parts they hide. A car that was parked outside during the meeting has been photographed. Someone else who walked by took the picture, not knowing it would be important. Heaven guided that shot. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. That license plate is already being tracked. A name will soon be tied to it, a name they didn't want you to know was involved. But that name is the missing key to this entire puzzle. A second document is about to emerge. This one has your name, but not in the way you expect. Your name has been associated with something you didn't approve. This is what heaven is about to clean. Your image is being defended in the heavens. And on earth, angels have been released to destroy the assignment of shame. Someone involved wanted to silence you permanently, not through harm, but through erasure. They wanted your voice removed from a project, your credits taken from a deal, your presence replaced. But heaven refused. Now, the person they tried to replace you with is walking away. Not out of loyalty, but out of fear. They had a dream of standing in your place, and suddenly being surrounded by flames. They woke up trembling, unable to breathe. That was your spiritual fire consuming every false position they built in your name. Archangel Michael says, this was the final night they ever manipulated your story without consequence. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. This next week will be heavy with messages. Some will be confusing. Others will be exactly what you've been waiting for. Don't delete anything. Every word, every voicemail, every screenshot will soon play a role in your vindication. Your name will pass through the hands of a person with authority. They will pause. Something about your energy, even in a printed document, will stop them from approving what was sent. That hesitation will be the seed of reversal. And finally, the one who cried the loudest against you during the meeting last night? That person is about to lose the thing they value most. Not because you asked, but because karma and justice are one in this hour. Your silence has been louder than their lies. Your peace has been more powerful than their manipulation. You will rise. You are already rising. You were the only one who didn't know. But now, everyone will know what was done to you, and what heaven did in response. Type Amen to get blessing 5555.